אם אתה במעגל.
What happens where this recognition of there's a creator in the world and my perception of reality is the worst possible thing there is? He actually creates all the chaos, all that's happening here in the world. So for me, it's not comfort. It's a huge anxiety for me.
What for?
It doesn't have to do with for what. In my simple perception of reality, of my will to receive, this form of for what is, and the will to receive in that form, leave the spirituality for a moment, is not accepted at all. To kill, to murder, to rape, so that later it will be better. In my simple perception, earthly perception, it's huge anxiety.
I agree with you. The straightforward will to receive that sees all the horrors in the world can either go into religion and say, there is a higher force, I'm shutting my eyes and that's it. Whatever happens, happens. Or there are philosophies that talk about the will to receive in a person, that man ruins the world, etc. There are all kinds. The wisdom of Kabbalah wants to open your eyes and bring you to the perception of reality. All of reality is in you. You are seeing your inner self. All the people, the still, vegetative, inanimate, that you see in front of you, you're seeing what's inside of you. And if you want to see the real picture, you have to correct yourself to a degree where everything works in order to bestow. And then you will see that the whole world is the holy Shekhinah, divinity.
I agree with what you say, but with that I don't find where the compensation, where you just told to shy, or when we talk about anything, first, that if it's from the Creator, feel good with it, or two, feel good that you're serving something. I'm talking about in my will to receive that does all these disasters to you. I don't have that sensation. My sensation is opposite that.
It'll come. I have nothing more to say. It will come. It comes, if not in 10, then in 20 years. That stage is the longest, most prolonged, stretched. It's really, it weakens. It's very hard. It's very hard because it seems endless, but it is. It's not endless. It goes away.
I'll explain why. Because I'm sitting in the workshops and my feeling is like everyone's in one place, and I'm in a completely different place. Everyone's feeling the compensation from there's no one else besides him. They feel a compensation from connection. They feel that all those compensations, and I feel the opposite. And sometimes when I talk, I evoke towards myself all kinds of antagonism, like the left line, you're this, you're that.
So I will tell you, the problem is that you cannot distinguish between you and what you're learning.
On the contrary, I really differentiate. I wouldn't be here a long time ago if it was that.
I'm telling you, you're not distinguishing. You should believe not only yourself, but me as well. You're not distinguishing. We are talking about reality that exists outside of our feelings right now, our current feelings, that there is a different reality, that others feel different. And when you say that they are all seemingly in a different world than mine, it's true. Now the question is, how can I go to the other world? Because all of reality that I'm depicting it in my senses. It's in my senses, in my desire. And it seems so fantastic and unrealistic, but that's the way it is. You have no choice. You can stay the way you are with your stubbornness, and it's not going to help you. We learn how, it's called the wisdom of Kabbalah, the wisdom of reception. We're learning how to receive, how to acquire the perception of the upper reality, where everything that happens within our will to receive. So decide with which will to receive you want to live. You can move on the scale of the will to receive from one end to the other and go through the worlds and I don't know what. To lead a life, to live in all the worlds. It all depends on where you position yourself on the scale, because there is no world around you that you see as a terrible world. It is you depicting it in your own will to receive, period.
When we manage this conversation right now, and what you said to Shai right now, you have to feel good from the fact that it's the Creator.
Yes.
That I can feel good in the reality of what we're learning, as far as the support and the force and the faith of the sages that we learn. In the will to receive that is in me right now, that's grasped and is opposite, completely opposite of this.
It'll come. I'm telling you, it'll come. Through the reforming light that gradually works. It'll work on you as well. So it'll take a few more years. It all depends on how much you want to feel the other reality too, the other state as well. Put yourself in the friends' shoes, dress in them, just in the friends, see what they want. It'll help you to develop, it'll accelerate your development, rise above yourself to a different place. I understand what you're going through. You think I didn't go through it? You think it was easier for me?
לבד, בוקר אור המעגל